3, 2, 1, go. Messi!
Paging the passengers, Kaku and Tanatwa, please go to your boarding gate. Your flight is going in 5 minutes.
Wait, are we on the wrong gate? Our gate has been changed? Oh my god, I paid $1,000 for this flight. We can't miss this.
Wait. I'll call my friend Yekem. She might have a permanent solution for us.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Irkem, and today I, with Qubic, will present our final project proposal. Our partners is Gensler, a global architecture company that believes to the power of design, which can change society in a positive way.
Funny.
Our initial challenge question proposed by Gensler was how might we use the Metaverse platform to enhance the experience for airport passengers. Through iterations, research, discussion within a team, and of course with our partner Gensler, we refined our research question. How might we use a mixed reality wayfinding tool to reduce stress in the passenger's journey in SFO airport? Now I'll explain how we changed our challenge question by 3 key words. I'll start with Metaverse. Our team found out that a Metaverse term is too broad. So we define Metaverse as a mixed reality tool, which is a digital layer over the physical world. Therefore, our solution aligned with the mixed reality concept. Secondly, we changed enhancing the experience to reducing the stress. We researched that the most of the time passengers' experience directly depends on 3 stress points in airports, and we will explain it in further slides. Next is the passenger's journey. Most important things that passengers look at airports are finding the gates or searching for restrooms, which is directly related to wayfinding. Therefore, we believe that by improving wayfinding, we can increase overall passengers' journey. Lastly, we narrowed down the scope to SFO airport. The first reason is easier to tackle since SFO located in San Francisco. And secondly, it's easier to validate since SFO is the main client of Gensler. Now, when I explain how we refined the research question, I'll pass the microphone to my friend Tanatswa, who will explain why we did that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Yekem. Now, over time, with researching airports, we found out that there are 3 main things that are problems in airports over time. The first one being poor customer satisfaction. Second, customers get lost. And third, airports are not fun. I clearly did not have any fun during my 8-hour layover in Dubai. And our goal is to increase the level of service in airports, fast and efficient service, trustworthy service, and for the first time in human history, have fun in airports. And we've decided to scale this within SFO. Now, you might be thinking, what obstacles are there? There is obviously poor designs, failure to consider all user types, for example, all gender people, and there are cluttered designs. My good friend Prof. Perry might be saying, Tanhaswa, where is the evidence for this? Don't worry, Prof. Perry, the evidence will be presented in future slides. Now, we looked at our target users and we specifically looked at the families. And a family we defined as anything greater than 1 person. So if essentially everyone in this meeting was to go to SFO to travel to New York, we would be a family. If Qubic was to go to SFO to travel to New York, we would be family. And if Prof. Terana and Tanaswa were going to New York, they would also be defined as a family. And for we particularly looked at disabled people. That is, we are going to have a voice assistant that will cater in for the blind people and visuals through avatars for the deaf people. Another group of people that we are looking specifically into are first-time travelers and people who are having a horrid, terrible time while during their layovers, and of course, the classic international travelers. Now to pass on the baton to my friend Dilnas.
Thank you. We're based on research on ACRP, which is Airport Cooperative Research Program that develops practical solutions for airport operators. They are research based on the level of service, which is qualitative measure of passenger satisfaction, meaning that higher satisfaction is more airport revenue. In the scope of research 52, Harding also proves that there is a direct impact of wayfinding on the passengers, which in turn correlates with the business performance in airports. But also, in the scope of research 161, Landrum and Brown discovered that there is a visual factor that affects satisfaction, meaning that ease of finding way inside of the airport is a crucial factor. Based on the 1,000 customers that were interviewed in the top 8 US gateway airports. We also based our research on the design philosophy, which called Don't Make Me Think, developed by Steve Crack. It has 3 main components: don't make them think, make every click instinctive, and reduce the word count, meaning that less text and less thinking leads to less cognitive load, but also makes the interaction more effective for users. Now I'm passing the microphone to my friend Crack, which will explain the user journey.
After 4 long iterations, I am very excited to show you our mixed reality solution, providing personalized airport wayfinding. This is the process, but first I want you to think about your next vacation in the Bahamas. Say, now with our solution, we get to the personalized part by actually receiving user data first. How do we get that? Well, we will integrate input fields on the airline purchasing portion. So now, from inputting our first name, we will now be also inputting our preferences for waiting areas, food, and restroom. After that, we purchase, and then after purchase, ding. We get a message from SFO Airport to acknowledge your ticket. Now it's the day of your flight, and as soon as you arrive, SFO Airport messages you with a personal link to the auto-generated route gathered from the airline information. So with that, there is no download required. You just click the link and you get to the personalized wayfinding portion. Don't make me think. So I'm in a very noisy place. I am carrying bags. I am starting to be stressed. Now with our app, we can not only look at the app to see where we need to go to be with the passengers every step of the way, but I can, as a passenger, I can just briefly look at my phone and I can put it in my pocket, carry my bags with voice assistants telling me where to go in a very accurate manner. But wait, am I really going to the right place? Well, do not fret. With augmented reality, we can show that this is the proper location with the use of embedded 3D arrows, which will guide our way through the use of our camera. But, oh no, I need to know my details. It's a good thing we have all our information accessible with a tap of a button. And so, if you didn't notice, this is the button. It shows your boarding pass, which you can use to get around the airport with ease. Okay, remember the preferences part? Well, it's a good thing they asked me beforehand because I really need to go to the bathroom. And with our Don't Make Me Think philosophy, we have identified the 4 high traffic areas in the airport. And with a simple tap, a single tap, you get to the preferred bathroom with your preferred amenities because you filled it in with your preferences beforehand. Same goes for food. I'm thinking of Japanese. So as soon as I click the food, I'm presented with these options. I click, I pay in one tap, and all it does is lead me to the restaurant, telling me how many minutes left before I can get it. Ah, now I'm filled. I can finally go to my gate, but suddenly, oh no! Our gate is changed without any warning. Well, good thing I have this app because it notified me right when I need it and where I need to go. Finally, I have arrived, but it's gonna be a long waiting time. Ooh, what is this? Our augmented reality feature? Oh wow, so this is what the Bahamas is gonna look like? Consider me entertained. I wonder what the future plans for this app are. Will there be any gamification of some sort? I'm passing this over to Taku to tackle that.
Thank you, Carl. This is our next step for the spring semester. Throughout the iteration of creating prototype and user testing, we are trying to create the web app to solve the wayfinding problem in SFO. We want to change the negative perception of the airport. Oh my God, where can I get my gate? No. Where can I go to the all-gender restroom? No. I don't want to use SFO anymore. No. We want to make the SFO to zero stress airport. Nobody will get lost in the airport. Nobody will get stressed in the airport. we want to make the passengers happy. We want to entertain them. Our presentation is presented by Kao, Taku, Jonas, and Greg, Joachim, Tanatsuwa. Thank you for listening. This is our reference for the toasted, and we are ready and welcome for the question and feedback. Thank you.
Wow, bravo, Qubic. I feel like there was some like Oscar-worthy performances in there. That was quite a treat. Thank you so much. I'm so glad I got to fill in and watch that. That was awesome. I'll start with a question, and I can always think of questions. The one that's top of my mind is actually I just had open the Google Doc for the spring CCP handbook, and so I've been thinking about what the process is going to look for you next spring. And one of the submissions that we're going to have you guys put together early on is thanks for bringing up this slide, is a prototype. So I see you've already started thinking about that, thinking of possible like small scale prototypes, large scale prototypes. So tell me a little bit more about like what exactly you can do as a small next step to start getting, to start doing some testing and validating your ideas.
Thank you for that, Professor Tarana. It's really, really funny because we went through 4 versions of our app, like in the scope of time. And to answer your question, the approach we're going to be taking for user testing is we're going to be using Minervans as our initial subjects. And we've also been in talks with Chayong in getting to the SFO team for future validation and the likes. So we are making sure that our decisions are not based only on the makers' experiences, but we also really want to make sure that our feedback and all of our iterations will be stemming from the needs of the users. And one of the things that we really, even early on, got a grasp of is this amazing research by the ACRP, which is funded by the feds, and they are also funded by the Airport Aviation of America. And they really took time to ask 1,000 international passengers to know what affects the level of satisfaction, which, to remind you, the level of satisfaction is the measure of level of service measures satisfaction, which can translate to higher revenue for airports. Did that answer the question?
Yeah, that shows that you guys have already thought about this quite a bit, and possibly, obviously more food for thought, and you'll have a chance to do that in the spring to get even more specific. But this is a really promising start, I would say, from my very brief interaction with the project so far. I want to see if Chaeyoung wants to jump in and give any feedback or ask any questions. I feel like that'll be more valuable than me.
Yeah, no, I mean, been working with the group for a few months here, and can see really, I just kind of threw in a big, broad question, but I was very pleased to work with the group to help us help our client to kind of narrow down what we want, because the metaverse, the word is so broad, and the wayfinding is so broad. So it's been an interesting and challenging and fun process to kind of help us narrow down to this research topic. So just want to thank the team for that. And wayfinding airport is such an essential element to make the business work and operation side. And I really appreciate the team focusing on the passengers' journey and the happiness, and also at the same time revenue side of the airport, because they're right, like the happy return customer is definitely a key for business growth on airports. So when you're running through the airport trying to catch your flights, it's comforting to have this hand device, whether it's a hand device tool or this prototype tool that the team is developing. It's comforting to have that in hand, wayfinding information when you're like running through this mega transportation. Our next step on our part, Gensler side, we want the team to meet our client, specifically their wayfinding department, So we're very excited about that. I think we're ready to maybe run a couple of more runs, rehearse, and then get the team in front of the clients. Because I think there are need for next level, like step up to the wayfinding. Right now, all we do SFO, we are fast adapters on digitalizing, touchless, screening, but not to the level this group has presented to us. So I think there's been an interest from the clients. So would love to get you two connected. So more news on that January upcoming month. So thank you for your hard work. Thank you for this presentation.
No,
Thank
thank you for
you.
your patience and feedback.
Chae-Young, I'm curious, in advance of this exciting meeting with the client to happen next year, what would you say are the most important steps that this group should take trying to prepare for that?
I think the graphic is great. I mean, we don't need it to take it to, you know, the conclusion of test running, you know, how the app is working or anything. I think we're good where it is in a cartoon set type of presentation. Just we're exchanging our concepts here. So maybe just kind of just brush stroke through how to present and how to carry that voice as a one identity between Gensler and Minerva. Yeah, I want to definitely get you connected with our principal here in this, Brian Fetters. I invited him to the meeting. He might be on the call, but I think the interest is still there to, you know, get you guys in front of the client. But I'll confirm that with our design director and let you all know.
Cool, thanks so much. I want to see if any other students on the call are curious to pose questions to Team Qubic. Anyone from Critical Wisdom or Fusion that's still here that wants to know more about this interesting airport wayfinding project?
I'm particularly open to answering questions on the technical side because I am aware that we haven't talked about the step-by-steps, but we have that covered as well.
The behind the scenes.
If not, I'll go ahead and explain, but
I mean,
like
now
extra
you've
leeway.
set it up, so might as well. Let's hear it, Carl. Tell us what you've explored so far for the tech.
So let's actually go back over here. If you've noticed, unlike a conventional app, it really was, all of this is possible from a single link. And this is because of the technology we have today. The differences between our native app like Facebook to the likes of something called PWA. It's something that the industry is starting to slowly grab up. It's called a progressive web app. So the idea behind this is you can use the same technologies in creating websites to make apps. And so we have features like geolocation, accessing the camera, and even the XR part. There are specific like APIs, or shall I say, mini code that's already made for us that we can just utilize and customize to further personalize this for the journey of SFO. Even the messaging one, like this, there's an API for that. And so the tech industry is really powerful, and the metaverse is a really new domain, which we are really excited. I've said really a lot of times, but yeah, if there are more nuances you'd not like to get into, I'm very happy to have me and my team together answer those.
Okay. I'm maybe just as a final kind of conclusion here, because I do want to make sure we end on time. Unless anyone else thinks of questions, I'll jump in. You know, I'll go with like the classic question, like, what do you anticipate being your biggest challenge ahead of you? There's so many different dimensions to this app. There is the tech, there's the getting user input. There's a lot. So I don't know if anyone, like, what are you feeling most nervous about?
Yeah, I think our most the concern was about metaverse part. because we were like, as Carl already said, we went through different iterations, and we discovered that every time we discovered new points that we need to like adjust, we need to change. And for now, we're more thinking about how we can make this up more of a metaverse to entertain, to use this mixed reality, because our partners in the beginning, I guess, expected more of a immersion into the mixed reality rather than solving the wayfinding. And next semester, we'll be focusing on that gamification and the first part.
And I guess another general answer to that is like,
Yeah.
somebody who's worked in the tech industry already, no product is always at its perfect peak. It's like the saying, you can't satisfy everyone. So we really have to find the best compromise, the best middle ground to serve both like all of our physically, both the normal users and all the target users we have in mind, but also do it in a way like as the world is evolving, we're becoming really inclusive. And so I think that's also another aspect that we really want to make it shine in our app. For example, like, is there going to be a more specific, a more helpful way to guide those in wheelchairs? Because if you've noticed in our presentation, we've only addressed the folks in the blind and the deaf community. So that's something we're definitely looking forward to.
Okay, right on. Thank you all so much on Team Qubic. Anything else coming to mind here from the audience, from the crowd? Last call. Hey, success and congrats to Team Qubic and all the teams here on the call who have now finished their CCP final presentation. And you just got to wrap up your like write-ups and get them in tonight, and then you are done. That's amazing. For now, for this semester, for 2022. Okay, guys, thank you all so much. I believe we should sign off so that the next team can use the room. Thank you. Awesome.